Nourishing the Body, Honoring the Earth, a journey through earth-based nutrition in an era dominated by industrialized food systems and synthetic supplements. Earth-based nutrition emerges as a powerful philosophy rooted in simplicity, sustainability, and connection. This approach emphasizes consuming whole, minimally processed foods derived directly from nature's bounty rather than relying on artificial additives or lab-manipulated ingredients. The principles of earth-based nutrition resonate deeply within the Ambrosia community and other conscious living movements worldwide. By prioritizing locally sourced, seasonally available produce and traditional preparation methods, this lifestyle fosters physical vitality while honoring ecological balance. What is earth-based nutrition? At its core, earth-based nutrition represents a return to ancestral dietary patterns centered around organic matter grown naturally in soil. Unlike modern diets reliant on monoculture farming and chemical interventions, this model integrates plants, animals, and microbes in harmonious cycles that regenerate ecosystems. This nutritional paradigm draws inspiration from indigenous cultures whose survival depended on deep knowledge of regional flora and fauna. Their wisdom informs contemporary approaches that prioritize regenerative agriculture, fermentation techniques, and holistic wellness practices. Sustainability focus prioritizes regenerative agricultural practices over extractive ones, ensuring long-term fertility of topsoil and microbial diversity. Biodiversity emphasis encourages polycultures instead of monocrop fields, mirroring natural ecosystem dynamics. The science behind earth-based eating. Modern research increasingly validates the physiological benefits of diets rich in unprocessed, nutrient-dense foods. Studies show higher intake of phytochemicals from diverse plant species correlates with lower rates of chronic inflammation and metabolic disorders. Clinical trials comparing earth-based diets to standard Western patterns reveal significant improvements in gut microbiome diversity, which plays a pivotal role in immune function and mental health. Fermented foods traditionally included in these diets contribute uniquely to digestive wellness. Microbial diversity and human health. A groundbreaking study published in Nature found that populations adhering to earth-based diets exhibited 40% greater bacterial richness compared to urban dwellers following processed food regimens. This microbial diversity enhances vitamin synthesis capabilities and detoxification processes. Traditional food preservation techniques like kimchi making or sourdough leavening introduce beneficial probiotics absent in sterilized commercial products. These live microorganisms support intestinal barrier integrity and neurotransmitter production. Health benefits of earth-based diets. Adopters often report enhanced energy levels due to complex carbohydrates from whole grains and legumes providing sustained fuel. Unlike refined sugars that trigger insulin spikes, these natural sources promote steady glucose regulation. Dietary fiber from vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds supports cardiovascular health by binding cholesterol molecules and facilitating their elimination. This mechanism reduces arterial plaque buildup associated with heart disease. Mental clarity. Nutrient density improves cognitive function. Omega-3 fatty acids from wild-caught fish enhance neuroplasticity. Pain reduction. Anti-inflammatory compounds in turmeric, ginger, and leafy greens alleviate joint discomfort and migraines. Eco-friendly implications of earth-based living. Choosing earth-based nutrition dramatically lowers one's carbon footprint. Locally grown foods eliminate transportation emissions, while rotational grazing systems sequester atmospheric CO2 in grassland soils. In contrast, factory-farmed meat contributes significantly to greenhouse gas emissions. Riverine ecosystems benefit when we reduce phosphorus runoff from conventional fertilizers. Earth-based farmers employ composting and crop rotation strategies that minimize chemical inputs, preserving aquatic habitats downstream. Water conservation through sustainable farming. Regenerative agriculture techniques used in earth-based systems require 60% less irrigation than intensive monoculture operations. Drip irrigation paired with cover cropping maximizes moisture retention in arid regions. Soil organic matter accumulation increases water holding capacity by up to 30%. Healthy soils act as sponges during rainfall events, preventing erosion and ensuring steady groundwater recharge. Practical implementation strategies begin by auditing your current diet to identify areas where processed foods can be replaced with fresh alternatives. Visit local markets to discover seasonal specialties available only during certain times of year. Building relationships with small-scale producers provides access to premium quality ingredients. Create a weekly menu plan incorporating diverse color-coded vegetables for optimal antioxidant intake. Incorporate protein sources like beans, lentils, and pasture-raised eggs alongside occasional servings of sustainably caught seafood. Meal prep tips: batch cook stews and soups containing root vegetables, legumes, and herbs to preserve nutrients during storage. Snack smart: carry raw almonds, dried figs, and homemade trail mix made with pumpkin seeds and cacao nibs for convenient nourishment. Overcoming common obstacles. Time limitations often deter people from preparing meals from scratch. However, investing in multifunctional kitchen tools like pressure cookers can drastically cut cooking durations. Preparing bulk quantities of staples like quinoa or black rice saves effort later. Financial concerns may arise when transitioning away from cheap processed foods. Yet budget-conscious shoppers find value in buying imperfect produce at farmers' markets and growing some herbs hydroponically indoors. Transportation solutions: carpool with neighbors to share farm delivery pickups and reduce individual travel costs. Education resources: access free online courses explaining how to read soil health indicators and interpret harvest seasons. Cultural dimensions of earth-based cuisine: global cuisines offer countless examples of earth-based traditions. Mediterranean diets feature olive oil, whole grains, and fermented dairy products cultivated through centuries-old methods. Japanese kaiseki dining incorporates seasonal vegetables prepared with minimal intervention. Indigenous American tribes practiced intercropping maize, beans, and squash, a system now recognized as highly efficient. Modern adaptations apply similar principles to backyard gardens and community-supported agriculture programs. Flavor enhancement: learn ancient spice blending techniques using coriander, cardamom, and smoked paprika for depth without excess salt. Taste development: practice umami-rich combinations through miso glazes, mushroom broths, and aged cheeses. Community engagement opportunities: joining local gardening clubs allows participants to exchange seed-saving expertise and learn companion planting strategies. Shared tool libraries enable cost-effective access to garden implements typically priced out of reach for beginners. Volunteering at community kitchens teaches valuable skills in preparing large volumes of nutritious meals efficiently. Collaborating with schools on lunch program reforms promotes healthy eating habits among children. Food rescue networks: partner with organizations redistributing surplus produce to prevent waste and feed underserved populations. Urban agriculture projects convert rooftop spaces into vertical farms producing fresh greens year-round despite city constraints. Finding quality sources: locally research certified organic growers near you using USDA databases or local cooperative extensions offices. Attend open houses at farms to observe harvesting practices firsthand before purchasing memberships or CSA shares. Ask questions about animal welfare standards when selecting meat products. Ethical suppliers will gladly explain their rotational grazing schedules and antibiotic-free protocols. Trustworthy vendors maintain transparent supply chains accessible to consumers. Direct trade relationships: negotiate prices directly with farmers rather than going through middlemen. Grocery stores' seasonal calendars keep track of peak availability periods for different crops to maximize freshness and affordability. Long-term sustainability considerations: developing resilient food systems requires more than individual choices. It demands collective action. Advocate for policies supporting smallholder farmers through land tenure protections and fair trade agreements. Support initiatives promoting agroecology education in public schools. Invest in renewable energy infrastructure for home kitchens to power dehydrators and sous vide machines used in preserving seasonal harvests. Solar ovens provide clean heating options for baking breads and roasting vegetables without reliance on fossil fuels. Policy advocacy: join coalitions pushing for subsidies favoring regenerative farms over industrial agribusinesses. Technological integration: Utilize apps tracking pesticide residues in supermarket items to make informed shopping decisions. Conclusion: Earth-based nutrition offers a transformative path toward improved health outcomes and environmental stewardship. Its success lies not merely in changing what we eat but in rethinking our relationship with food itself. To begin your journey, start simple. Replace one processed item daily with a whole food alternative. Engage with local producers, explore new recipes featuring heirloom varieties, and gradually build deeper connections between your plate and planet.